Hello friends, it's the Grub back here again with the Grub Space Program, and I found out a little bit of a difficulty trying to continue on with the Katurn missions. In order to do the Katurn missions, I need clampotrons. Guess what I do not have access to right now? If you guess clampotrons, you're right. So since I don't have access to clampotrons, I can't do that mission. So what I did was, I did a couple of little, let me bring them up here, a couple of these random missions here. Mostly just this one right here, just get it up there just so I can take my goo into space and do a little science. So I can unlock the, bring it up here. Just so I can unlock this here, because this is what I'm going to need to go on to the next mission that I'm going to do. We're going to leave the Katurn missions for now, but I need to get some rechargeable battery packs. And let's go ahead and bring up the package here. But yeah, we're going to leave the Katurn mission for now, and we're going to go to the Kastor Series of Missions and see if we can't do some of those just to see about getting a few more science to help unlock some other things. But in this case, we're sending a probe to the moon. And it doesn't have to land safely, it just has to get to the moon and crash. Easy enough. So let's go ahead and select that. And we'll get 100,000 Kerbits out of that. And here is what I'm going to want to do. Let me see here. I'm going to load the Katurn 2 rocket, just because, actually I don't even need to do that, never mind, because I was playing around with the, some of those, there's this thing over here, let's see, where's it at? Oh, it doesn't have it here yet. So let me grab that, and where's subassembly? There it is, the subassemblies. As you see, this is my generic light booster assembly. I know this will get my craft into orbit around Kerbin. So all I gotta do right now is just make my unmanned pod. And since it is going to be crashing, we're not gonna get no science from it that way. However, go ahead and I don't really need an interaction wheel. Get some mysterious goo containers, put it on the side there. Science Junior. It's my next level of being able to do that. Let me see here. Takes 15, but can send a larger pack. Oh no, it can't. Wonder which one is. I'll go ahead and do that anyway. Alright, and now let's add some batteries. Because not only do I need the batteries to be able to transmit data, but this needs electricity as well, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check here. Yeah, it does require electricity to operate, and since I don't have access to solar cells yet, I can't actually... Ooh, I just thought about something. I may not put those there. allowed me to add more batteries. Actually, I wonder, can I? Because the more batteries I put on this thing, the better off we will be. I wonder if it'll recognize, yes. Excellent. So let's see, what is that? That's 8. So 8 batteries. That's 24 batteries right there. So that should be enough, hopefully, to run some science experiments, transmit them back to base, and then just as we're about to go down to the moon, do the same thing. So let's go ahead and bring up our sub-assembly. Slap that on, and we're still under budget, which is good. Get this down, and I think we are prepared to go. Let's see, this is the Kastor 1. Our little bitty moon probe. We'll save it, and we'll go for launch. Now, for this mission, I'll go ahead and go through the description while this is loading. As I said, we need to launch, of course. Can't really get to the moon without leaving Kerbin. Then we need to... I'll finish that goal no matter what, so... We need to first establish a stable orbit, so we need to get about 80... anywhere between 80 and 120,000 for our apoapsids and parapsis for minimum max. And then once we've done that, we need to transfer to the moon, and we need to crash into its surface. So, with that in mind, let's just check everything here. All is well. Wait. Yes, all is well. No, it's not. There was something I forgot. Of course, we are going to need a little bit of rocket. Hopefully that'll be enough once we get there. And then I just need to put that on. Now we're ready. Okay, once again, just want to make sure. Okay, so those fire, then that comes off, then that comes off. Okay. That should do nicely, right there, okay. So now we're ready to go. So we will start our launch of the Kastor 1 in 5, 4, spooling up power, power to solid fuel boosters, and launch. So yeah, while I was launching, and just do a little talk while I do so, what I'm going to do is, since I won't be able to do all these missions in a line, it looks like, I'll do what I can as I go along. It's almost time to break those. So, you know, the Katurn missions may not all be in one row. You may get some other missions along the way. So there we go. Go ahead and start our gravity turn. This thing does not want to move. Lean over, you bastard. Wow. This thing is definitely not wanting to turn over. Yeah, that's alright, I guess. That means maybe I won't get a good smooth one, but we'll find out. Alright, I'll be back once I get in orbit. Lean over, you bastard. Laid that one down just in time. A little bit over. Just keeps on pointing up. Come on. Okay, what I'm going to do here while we're slowly turning around is I'm going to test out my power, and I'm going to do a quick little observation of our science bay. Let's see if we can keep the data. I'm sorry, let's see. Review the data. Let's try transmitting it. We won't be able to get the full amount, but we might get some. Alright, we actually did. Alright, good. Do the same here for our mysterious gear. So I'll be back once I am turned into the direction to stabilize my orbit. I will get there eventually. Okay, there's the blue ball, so yeah. I'll be there once I'm in position and ready to do the burn. Alright, we got about 35 seconds to our burn to even out our orbit, and we'll be good to go. Just wait until then. Used up a little bit of our electric charge, but I think we'll be fine. Let's get a little bit of a push, and there we go. Alright, so we have our stable orbit. So now we need to try and shoot the moon. Let's see here. It's gonna be my best bet. Now, from what I understand, the easiest way to reach the moon is to do this, and then just do this until you get an encounter. That'll work, I think. There. So that'll be where we'll go for our counter with the moon. We got 2 minutes till we get to that point, which will probably take me about that long to get turned around. So I'll be back once we are in position and ready to burn for the moon. Alright, we are about 10 seconds from our burn. There's the moon there. Go ahead and we'll start it now, because we're going to have to drop this engine. I already know that. Which isn't a bad thing, at least now it'll be a little more maneuverable. Alright. Let's check this out. We are moonbound. So I'll go ahead and I will fast forward this until we get to our moon encounter, and I'll be back. Alright folks, well, we are in our moon encounter. There it is. So now we just need to crash into it. The easiest way to do that, right there. That'll give us into a crash. So let's go ahead and turn to our point. Probably be somewhere along the retrograde. There it is. This thing does not like to turn. So I'll go ahead and get ourselves lined up, and when we're ready for the burn, I'll be back. Oops, I've overshot the burn a little bit. Hopefully that won't be enough to be too much of a problem. We'll find out here and we can adjust it in the ignition. Apparently it tells me I had a stable orbit around the moon, but no, I don't. I am going into it. So there we go. We are slotted to crash into the moon. So let's go ahead and flip ourselves around here. I still have some energy left, so let's go ahead and do some more science stuff. Because, hey, more science we can do, the more stuff we can unlock. So we'll just keep transmitting. And hopefully, we can get our science back once we've crashed. Since we have technically sent it back home. So, alright. I'll be back as we get closer and closer to the moon. Alright, we are now at about 145,000 meters over the surface of the moon. And continuing to drop. And unfortunately, it looks like we may come in on the dark side of the moon. Alright, so here we are. We are now preparing to drop. You know what? I got a little extra fuel. Just see what I can do here though while I'm waiting. I was kind of hoping there'd be something different for being near the moon. Oh, it seems less dense here. That's new. Let's go ahead and get that transmitted out. As we go plummeting onto the surface of the moon. We win! So there it is. We've crashed onto the moon. Now, for those who have seen the original when I did the demo, crashing on the moon is not a difficult thing for me. No, the hard part for me was landing on the moon. But we'll get to that point eventually. So let's go ahead and put the abort, or go back to the Space Center. Now hopefully we got all that science for that. Yeah, we got a good bit, but doesn't look like we got all of it. Because we need 90 in order to get to the next level. So, with that in mind, this has been the Grub. What I may do is I may do a couple little missions off on the side to get that little bit extra we need, see where we get to find a Clampatron so we can continue the Katurn missions. Or we may go on to another mission. Maybe another one of the Kastor missions, or maybe we'll try for the Colics, where we try to go to Menmus. Which is basically the same thing we're going to be doing, crashing into it. Or we could attempt this one. We could try for a stable orbit around the moon. But we'll worry about that when we get to the next area, the next time. So this has been the Grub. Hope you've enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, or comment, and have a good day. Take it easy. Bye-bye.